Hey guys, Eli here, of course. Hope you're all doing really well. I really do. So I got a little show put together for you guys. Should you choose to accept the mission, come hang out with me for I don't know, maybe 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer. I have some news articles that really grabbed my attention. Just by the headlines, I actually chose not to read any of them because I wanted to do it here. And then I have one film trailer that I haven't seen yet either. It's actually going to be for the Toxic Avenger coming out soon. So, yeah, some exciting stuff. Let's get into it. First news article we got. These are all just from random sources. This is from Bloody Disgusting, which is a publication that I'm a fan of. And it is Bloody Disgusting's 10 best horror movies released in the first half of 2025, which was something I was thinking about doing like a first half, a mid-year favorites or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I will, of course, do my end of year, but I don't know if I'll do it mid year. I like the idea. Um, I kind of feel like my top like three probably won't change, but I could be wrong. So I've been kind of hesitant to do mid year because if it's going to be, 30% the same as what my end of year is probably going to be, I don't know. We'll see. So let's check it out. Like I said, I like Bloody Disgusting and I have not looked at this article yet. So I'm curious to see what they list as the 10 best. I know I don't have necessarily a 10 best set in my mind, but I got three or four for sure that I know will probably be on here. But let's check it out. So first half 2025. Um, yeah, it's that time again. Reached the halfway. I won't read the whole article. Let's just get right to the meat of things. I don't know if these are in order. I assume they are. So Bring Her Back. Wow, do they really have that at number 10? Unless it's number. It doesn't. They're not numbering them, which is kind of weird. But I don't know, man. Bring Her Back for me is is real high, really high up on my list. I could not possibly see it as a number 10. Maybe these are in order from 1 to 10 though. I don't know. Let's just keep going. So Bring Her Back. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that movie. And I saw it 3 times in the theater and I liked it more each time. I know some people aren't really into it and that's okay. But me personally, absolutely loved it. So in fact, it's my number one horror so far this year. And I can't fathom it being at anyone's 10th spot, at least top five. Opinions, right? We're all entitled to them, and none of them are correct. So yeah, check that one out. Now we got Sister Midnight. I gotta be honest, I haven't even heard of this. I'm not saying that's any criticism. So writer director Karen Kandari's energetic, infectious feature debut leans more into the magical realism than horror. Uh, okay. All right. I'll check it out. I have not heard of that director. I have not even heard of this movie. All right, moving on. Presents. Yeah. Yeah. I like Presents. I think Presents likely will make my top 10 favorites of 2025. But we'll see. Yeah. Director Steven Soderbergh, writer David Koepp. It's just a great ghost story. Well written, well acted. It plays on familiar tropes while doing a lot of things that to me felt fresh. So it is a film with its own identity, despite having a very familiar tone. Definitely check it out. Next, we got A Desert. Have I heard of this? I want to say yes, but probably no. So director Joshua Erkman, feature debut, captivating a stylized blend of neo-noir and horror via a road trip through the American Southwest. That sounds cool. I'll check it out. Hard Eyes. Yeah, I liked Hard Eyes okay. I would definitely recommend it, and I definitely want to watch it again, by the way, because I saw it the one time in the theater, had fun with it, enjoyed it, really appreciated a lot of what it was. but I was also kind of let down by the why does every horror movie or especially like horror comedy, they all why do they all try to be Scream right now? Like Scream, I'm a big Scream fan, but I feel like right now a lot of people, a lot of directors are also Scream fans, and they're kind of like, I don't know, just let's just stop ripping off Scream for a while. So that was kind of where Hard Eyes loses me, but it's still very good. I'd recommend it for sure. Dead Talent Society does not ring a bell. Man, am I just out of touch? I might be. I will admit, I see. I spend a lot of my movie watching time kind of split in two ways, or whatever. One is I try to go to the theater as much as I can, as long as there's something I want to see. So, I try to go out to the theater at least once or twice a week. So that is kind of a priority for me. But my other priority is trying to catch up on watching all the movies that I buy. I mean, I buy like 5 to 10 movies every month, whether I've seen them or not. So, I mean, I have at any given time probably over 150, Blu-rays in my collection or whatever that I have not seen yet. So that I try to catch up on that. So I honestly, lately, I'm doing very little streaming. Like I actually canceled my Shutter subscription because I had not even used it in like 6 months. I'm like, I'm just not going to pay for that. So yeah, streaming. So I am no doubt missing out on a decent amount of like the smaller horror stuff, and I don't, and that is just a huge disservice to myself because that's my bread and butter as far as what I'm a fan of. So yeah, I will admit I need to keep a closer eye on the more indie horror stuff that isn't in the theater or whatever isn't going to be on my radar necessarily. So anyways, sorry about that long diatribe you didn't probably need. But so Detention director John Sue. Detention. I don't think I've seen that. Shifts gears from scares to cheers for the endlessly charming horror comedy Dead Talent Society. Like, is that like a play on Dead Poets Society? Feels like a better answer to Beetlejuice than its recent sequel. I mean, it looks definitely looks like something that might come out of the Beetlejuice universe. Anyways, yeah, I'll check it out, I guess. Nah, might not be my thing. 28 years later, yeah, for sure. I reviewed it. I need to see it again. I did like it. I think my review was pretty favorable and pretty fair. Yeah, it's good. It's I don't know, I felt kind of disappointed with a lot of it, but we all we have to remember that it's the first part of a trilogy. So as a standalone film, I'd say it's for sure worth watching, but I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but I'm hoping the other two will maybe prop it up a little bit. Danny Boyle, I'm a fan of Danny Boyle, fan of Alex Garland. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Just keep your expectations at bay. Ugly Stepsister, what Norwegian film, I believe. Yeah, as it says right here in the first word. Yeah, I really wanted to see this. It had a super limited theatrical run. It did play at my local theater, but it was like it would always play at like 10 p.m. and stuff, and I just couldn't. I just didn't, and only for probably 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I did. I didn't make it. Really do want to see it. I heard it's pretty good, like body horror, I guess. People do seem really split on it, though. From a lot of critics that I've seen, are like, it's for sure overrated and overhyped, which I full on believe. But that doesn't mean that I won't enjoy it, and that certainly doesn't mean that I'm gonna pass on it. So, yeah, I'm not a real big fan of these like horror plays on fucking old Disney movies and shit. If you like that, that's your thing. To me, it's just super gimmicky. So I can't really. I don't know. It's hard for me to respect anything that comes out of that whole thing. But I do want to see this. What do we got? Dangerous Animals, overrated, overhyped. It's okay. Shark, serial killer slasher kind of movie. It's okay. That's all I can say. I don't mean to sound negative or like I'm not going to shit on anyone directly for sure, but the more attention I pay to the online horror community is that I like a lot of these like independent horror channels, but obviously, horror is their bread and butter, um, which is fair. It's mostly mine too, but I feel like they will prop up these horror films time and time again that just aren't very good. And I get it. You could be like, dude, that's their opinion. They like it. You don't. Move on. And you'd be right to say that. You'd be right to think that. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like a lot of these channels will just overhype things intentionally. Maybe I'm not sure. I just feel, and then, but then you don't ever, they'll hype the shit out of a movie, before it comes out, and then after it comes out, they're like, you just never even hear them talk about it again. So I don't know. Dangerous Animals is caught in that thing. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's not that good. Don't check it out for sure, and maybe you'll like it more than me. Sinners, yeah. Um, I liked Sinners quite a bit. I really need to watch it again because so much of it like just caught me completely off guard. By the end of it, walking out of the theater, I felt very positive about it. I think I reviewed it as 8 or 8.5 out of 10. Um, but I feel like watching it again, I'm either going to like it even more, but I also feel like kind of like I might like it a little less on a second watch. So, but for sure, it's an awesome movie. Ryan Coogler is uh, an amazing talent. He's a director that we need right now, and I'm glad to have him on board. Yeah, for sure, check it out. That's it. Okay, so I don't. Again, I kind of wanted a list that was in order numerically, so I don't know if that was 10 down to 1 or 1 to 10. I'm assuming it was 10. Yeah, I'm assuming it started with 10 because Sinners is generally uh, everyone seems to really love it. So that's for sure. I expected that to be the number one. The Dangerous Animals at number 2, absolutely not. Let's see, what else do I agree or disagree with? Uh, Not really anything else. Presence could probably be a little higher. Presence is way better than Dangerous Animals in every way, every way. So yeah, I highly disagree with that. And Bring Her Back is again way fucking better than Dangerous Animals. And I personally I like it more than Presence. I think you can make a strong argument that Presence is the better film. A strong argument, I think, but I prefer Bring Her Back. So yeah, that was a cool list. I like Bloody Disgusting. I'm a fan of what they do. So next we are going to go to, oh yeah, so this one really caught me off guard. We're going to be talking about a film that I had never heard of, and I guess you could call it lost media, right? Isn't that the term we all love? I know I do. Um, Lost media, because I don't think it ever got a physical release, and I'm not even sure if it ever. Um, from what I understand, the film was never even properly finished. But anyways, we'll sorry if my internet kind of gets wacky from time to time. I don't know, it just seems to be doing that right now. Let me hold on real quick here. I think I made a mistake with StreamYard. Anyways, so I'm really excited to talk about this actually because just because I'm so shocked that I just had never even heard of it. So the title, first of all, the title caught my caught my interest. This movie is so disturbing it was nearly never released. Okay, yeah, I interested. You get a cool still image here that's just creepy as fuck. I'm into it. Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole thing. Let's just get to the meat of it. Uh, Another really cool still there. Um, let's see. I just don't want to read the whole thing to you. So the film is called On the Silver Globe, uh, directed by Andrei Zulawski, who you might know from Possession from what 1980, 82. Yeah, the film Possession. Likely you've seen it or at least heard of it. If you haven't, it's awesome. Check it out. But I've never seen any of Zulawski's other films, actually. So I'm really interested in this. You can It's supposedly a little bit more on the science fiction. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a blurb. Uh, First of all, so the release controversy goes kind of like this. Filming started in 1976. Project was shut down by Polish authorities. So I guess it was just too controversial for Poland at the time. Let's see. I just wanted to find a little blurb to read to you about the movie. Like I said, to me it sounds, because I read it, if I can find it, it sounds more sci-fi than horror, but there's nothing wrong with that. Sci-fi and horror obviously go together like a chocolate and a peanut butter, right? Something like that. Sorry, I'm streaming here is kind of wacky today. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully this is somewhat working. Seems to be. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, let's get on with this. God, 16 minutes. Sorry. All right. So, by the way, you can watch this movie if you go to this link somewhere. It's on like archive.org or whatever. So if you go to this this webpage, you'll right here, you can watch the movie. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to for sure, and I will read it, or I'll review it, because I'm really interested. God damn it! Let me try to find. There we go. So per IMDb, a team of astronauts land on an inhabitable planet and form a society. Many years later, a single astronaut is sent to the planet and becomes a messiah. That to me just sounds really fucking like Alejandro Jodorowsky levels of weirdness, and that's what I I hate setting up expectations, but I do it so much, and I really try to make a habit of not doing it. But I think us as humans, we just do that. So like that's where my mind went, is like, man, Jodorowsky. So yeah, we'll see. But if it is something like that, I'll just be happy as a damn peach. So next, got an article involving Blumhouse, everyone's favorite film studio, and Jason Blum, the man with the plan, or lack thereof, it would seem lately. Ha ha. Look at me punching down. So, all right. This is from the Hollywood Reporter, not by any means a publication I follow. They they published an article in this case that I was interested in. I don't think I've ever read anything from the Hollywood Reporter, so I'm not necessarily endorsing them. But yeah, I found this to be very interesting. So soul searching begins at Blumhouse after a cold streak kept by Megan 2.0. Not the sequel audiences wanted, I guess. I don't know. I guess I assumed Megan 2 would do fairly well. I didn't see the first one. I kind of refuse at this point. I don't know, man. That movie, just on its surface, there's so much about it that just annoys me. So it would just be, I have no motivation to watch it. So therefore, I had no motivation to watch this. But yeah, so let's see what Jason Blum has to say. They kind of talk about how he worked for Miramax and started his own company, which was successful right from the start with Paranormal Activity, a $15,000 film that ended up making I want to say almost 250 million. Insanity. I like that movie, by the way. I'm not bagging on that. So yeah, more Paranormal Activity stuff. And then Insidious franchise, the Purge franchises have all been very, very huge. Yeah, and then it talks about how some of the milestones for Blumhouse, which would be like reviving the Halloween franchise. I know that's controversial. Well, the controversial aspect would be a lot of people aren't a fan of that. The Blumhouse Halloween trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. I personally like it, but I get if you don't. And then it talks about like, you know, Jordan Peele's Get Out, which I'm a massive fan of, Spike Lee's Black Klansman, which I haven't seen, and yeah, current day. So there have been what, four? I think there have been four. Yeah, four Blumhouse films this year. All of them being misses, which is pretty crazy to think about. Beginning with Wolfman, which yeah, I felt was really mediocre. The Woman in the Yard, uh, I can't really call that mediocre. I feel like The Woman in the Yard was supposed to be like this arty horror film, but for me, it just misses on so many levels. I don't like it personally. And Drop, which was like a kind of a throwback thriller, very, very decent movie, honestly. But I mean, how many people are interested in that kind of thing? I saw it and I'm not really sure why. Uh, but the most, you know, by far the most shocking was Megan. So what has Megan done? I think it cost what, 30 million, budget of 12 million. Or are we talking about the first one? Budget of, okay, no, yeah, that was the first one. Megan 2.0 cost at least 25 million before marketing, mind you, and $17 million global box office opening weekend. Not great. Looks like they, I don't know, man. After marketing costs, yeah, it looks like it's. What do you guys think? Are they maybe going to break even? I'm no authority on this, but my guess is Megan 2 will probably break even around there. I don't think it's going to turn a profit, if much at all. So yeah, so I don't know. You basically have James or not Jason Blum doing some soul searching. There was some other stuff here that I wanted to talk about because it kind of made me think that. Okay, so it goes to Black Phone 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I think those will both do pretty well, especially if Five Nights at Freddy, because the first one was massive. So that one should write the course, I would imagine. I think Black Phone 2 will do fairly well also because the first one I think was pretty successful. But then they're talking about there is a Megan 2.0 spinoff that is supposed to hit the theaters in January, and it kind of makes me, from what I get, it kind of makes me think that they're considering scrapping that. Let's see, and I also get the feeling that Blumhouse is going to start to go outside the horror genre, which, whatever, I guess. Let me find it. I think it's the end of the article. They just talk about Megan 2.0 for a little bit too long, but yeah, no worries. I probably scrolled past it. Basically, Jason Blum says something to the effect that maybe right now there are just too many horror movies coming out, and so the theaters are kind of getting flooded with horror movies. Therefore, a lot of them are getting overlooked. In I guess an oversaturated genre, and he might be right about that. But also, here's my thing, and this is basically what I wanted to say from the start: is maybe change your fucking business model, because what the Blumhouse business model has become, and everyone knows it. I don't think they even try to make it a secret. They try to make these horror films for as little as possible in order to churn out a profit, because historically horror films just do. They churn. People go to the theater to see them and always have. They do well in the theater. So it makes it too easy for someone just to make a cheap, shitty horror movie, make a bunch of money and keep doing it. And that's what Blumhouse has turned into. They're a big company, but they have abused that business model, and I think they've ran it into the ground. And I think most of us just don't want to support them anymore because they're not giving us anything of quality lately. So change your fucking business plan, Jason. I think that's what maybe go for like the A24 approach. Go for style, go for style and substance over just I don't want to say like it's not always about money. Obviously, running a big company, it kind of is, but there, you can find, you can be, I think you can be successful while still, pumping out some actual quality. So that's how I feel about Blumhouse, and I'm pretty sure you all do too. So I can't imagine anyone being like, "Yeah, I'm a massive Blumhouse fan." I mean, no offense if you are, you're still cool to me. All right, we got one more article before we move on to the trailer. My internet is such garbage right now. If this video is unwatchable, I apologize. 1 second, let me get something here. I'm just going dark here for a second. I'll be right back. I'm not leaving or anything, but grabbing my charger here for my computer. All right, I'm coming back. Whoops. Would probably help if I knew what I was doing better. Now I made my shit weird. Whatever, you didn't come here to see me. So, we got I saved the best for last, in my opinion, because this article just is very cool to me, and I can't wait to see what they have on it. So it is from comicbook.com. Again, a website that I don't necessarily follow consistently, so I'm not promoting them or anything, but hey, they did a good job on this article. So the 10 best giant movie monsters that aren't Godzilla or Kong, which I'm a big Godzilla and Kong fan, but I'm just in general really why I like those movies, because I am a big fan of giant monster movies. So I'd be curious to hear your guys's favorite giant monster movies. Maybe drop them in the comments or whatever. Yeah, let's just get to the good stuff. Number 1, Clover in Cloverfield. I full on agree. I am a massive fan of that first Cloverfield movie and the second. I love it. I've heard they are either going to do, I can't remember if it was a remake to the first Cloverfield or a direct sequel. Either way, yes, please. I want more of that universe, for sure. So big fan of Cloverfield. I was late to it too. I didn't see it for probably a decade after it came out. Number 2, the Octolus in Deep Rising. Yeah, for sure. Deep Rising is awesome. The Kraken thing, or Octolus, I guess they call it, is really cool. There is some CGI used, but there's a decent amount of practical effects, for the monster too. Either way, it's the creature design is really cool, really creepy and scary, and just, yeah, it's a very good design, very very good design, and fun movie. Yeah, Deep Rising, sure you've seen it. If not, check it out. It's not really a horror movie, but, well, I mean, I guess most of these aren't. It's a yeah, it's a sci-fi horror adventure action, and it's fun. Gamera in the Gamera movies. Okay. So I guess I assumed that I don't like this edition. I like Gamera. I thought, since they said not get Godzilla or Kong, I thought they were going to leave that whole universe out. And I think it's stupid to put in monsters from that universe because there's so many. Let's just focus. I think we should have just focused on outside of that universe. But whatever. It's not my article. But that's some heavy criticism from me. Gamera in the Gamera movies, for sure. That's the problem with me, is you could put any of the Godzilla, monster titans or whatever on here, and kaiju, whatever, and I'd be into it because I like them all. But for me, it's a cheap shot. I don't want to see it. So yeah, let's move on. Gorgo in Gorgo. Yeah, that works. I've not actually seen Gorgo, but it's like, from what I know, it's like a Godzilla ripoff. Here, let's check this out. Gorgo is England's answer to Toho's Gojira. And like every other Godzilla ripoff, it's not nearly as good. So I only even know of Gorgo because I have a British buddy, Simon, if you're watching. I think you mentioned Gorgo to me one time, and I'd never even, I don't think Gorgo, here in the U.S. was very big at all. Probably bigger than I'm giving it credit. But I was never really exposed to it as a kid or anything. Number 5, the Megalodon and the Meg. Okay, I certainly didn't expect that, and I feel like we can do better. But I do like the Meg, and I think the Megalodon in the movie, obviously it's pure CGI, but it's pretty cool. I think it looks good. I think it looks great actually, but I just feel like that's kind of weird addition. If I were to make a list, I don't think it would be anywhere near this, but that's cool. I respect it because I have a huge soft spot for the Meg. I really do. All right, number 6, the various kaiju in Pacific Rim. Oddly enough, I'm not a big Pacific Rim guy. I could use a rewatch. I don't really remember. I didn't really care for the any of the kaiju from it, to be honest. And I love Guillermo del Toro. I love kaiju stuff, but yeah, I'm not a big Pacific Rim guy. So, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I know a lot of people love it. Oh my god, that's number 7. Quetzalcoatl and Q the Winged Serpent. Wow, I fucking love Q the Winged Serpent. Absolutely love it. It's a phenomenal film. One of Larry Cohen's best, in my opinion. Which is funny because I don't know. I guess the design is okay, but like it's like how did they? I don't remember how they animated Q. I think he's like claymation or maybe it's rotoscope animation. I can't remember, but it doesn't look good. So I don't know. I love the movie, and I would put this movie on a lot of lists, but I don't think I would put Q, the monster, on a monster list. That's just me, but what a wild card addition, and I really respect it. I just kind of have to disagree. Number 8, Graboid and Tremors. Absolutely, that should probably have been number 1. Tremors is one of my all-time favorite movies. And like the Graboids are cool, but they're not like I don't know. It's a pretty cool design. Tremors as a movie, I think more than the creature design itself. But I mean, the creature design's cool. Absolutely. Graboid would for sure, if I were to make a list, for sure would have to be on there because, would have to be. Number 9, Reptilicus and Reptilicus. I've never seen it. I've never seen Reptilicus. Danish American kaiju movie Reptilicus is one of the lamest ripoffs to come out in the wake of Gojira's success. That's more due to threadbare. Okay. Basically a scaled snake that spits acid. That's cool. Let's just take a look. I don't know, man. Really? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm not real impressed by this. And there are so many monster designs that you could choose. And then some of these choices are just odd. And I feel like some of these choices are odd just to be like, hey, we're putting obscure stuff in here. But I don't want to be an asshole. And I don't want to be judgy. Number 10, the Kaiju and Colossal. So I own this movie, but I have not seen it yet. It's pretty cool monster design. Just from the pictures. Maybe on the poster, but the Kaiju of Colossal is just a small part of Colossal. I heard that it's not really a Kaiju movie necessarily. It just happens to have Kaiju in it, which that's why I bought it. I thought that sounded fucking cool. Cool. That was fun. Very fun list. But it's I got no more lists, I don't think, but let me double check. Yeah, the lists are done. The articles are done. Now, what we have now is the Toxic Avenger trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, my internet's being slow again. It's hanging in there, I think. Like I said, I'm sorry if this is unwatchable. I didn't mean it to be. All right, Toxic Avenger trailer starring Peter Dinklage. So I didn't see the one from the previous one. Was it Toxic Crusader? remake with Peter Dinklage. I didn't see it. I like. I mean, we all like Peter Dinklage. I still find it kind of crazy that he plays Toxie. It's like, no, I guess it's a cool idea. And it looks like Kevin Bacon is in this, which I'm really excited about. Aaron, let me share it. Let's watch it. Like I said, I have not seen this, so I am a huge, by the way, fan. So yeah, this is huge for me. Well, it's not huge for me, but it's cool. It's cool. It can't be huge for me. I skipped to the last film entirely, but I'm going to rectify that. I've heard it's solid.
Armed political extremists have taken.
Sorry, guys. What the fuck? All right.
Hostages downtown. Somebody do something!
Wait! Stop! We'll get to all of that. Just relax, okay? We'd lost Shelly a year ago. These days, it's just me and the kid.
Looks great.
I'll just scrape off the black part. That part's pretty good.
Now give him back.
I don't want to hurt him.
Why didn't you do anything?
Sometimes it's better to do nothing. It's going good.
Is that the 2-2?
You're saying that this corporation would knowingly poison its own customers just to boost their own profit margins?
Summon the nuts.
Okay, summoning the nuts.
Is that Elijah Wood?
I didn't want any of this. I'm a monster.
You're not a monster. Show him your good heart.
Hey, buddy, I'm your dad. What the? I wasn't even involved. But sometimes you gotta do something. Who the fuck are you? Just some dude with a mom!
Holding hands at the
How does it feel to be a hero?
a simple melody.
Do you realize what's at stake here?
Everything!
Find him, bring him here.
Who's Elijah Wood?
Only the good things. That's all that matters.
That was just self-defense. You haven't killed anyone else, have you?
See, when you say, self-defense,
Only the good things.
He's an ugly son of a bitch, though.
It's all that matters to me.
The Toxic Avenger.
That's what the kids are calling him. I think it's swell.
Looks pretty cool, man. So yeah, if you haven't seen the original Toxic Avenger, yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan, but obviously there are definitely things you can and can't do today. And the original Toxic Avenger movies cross a lot of lines. Some of them almost being pretty hard to justify. So like obviously you'd have to scale some of that back, but it looks like as long as they're keeping the violence and stuff, I'm good. It's got to be ultra violent and just clearly it is. So yeah, that looks fun. Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, and Elijah Wood, sign me up any day. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. I hope you're doing well. Have a happy 4th or whatever. Whatever you got planned. Don't blow your arms off. Just drink. I'm gonna stick to beer. I don't do fireworks. But anyways, you guys have a good time, and cheers. See you at the multiplex. I love you guys.